Oh my God, the other day, Isla was like, she was making the sound of the blinker in the car. And she's like, why does it make that sound? I was like, I don't know. Because somebody somewhere when they created cars were like, this is what a blinker should sound like.
And they're all different. Yeah. Have you ever been in different cars?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Different brands.
Yeah.
Some can be more slow.
I feel like they're not that high pitched. That really caught my ears.
Or they can be fast, like a fast blinker.
Isn't that like when your blinker gets really fast, is that an indicator that you have a headlight out?
I do believe so.
Yeah.
Nobody younger than us would know that. I guarantee any 16 or 17-year-old out there that's driving right now would have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
That's likely.
I'm surprised they even know. Can you imagine if we put a 16-year-old in a car from like 1995 with power nothing?
We're going to find out in about 5 years when our girls are driving.
Where did you get this car? I don't know. In a farm somewhere in middle Pennsylvania. You only charged me $300 for it.
Evie's already coming for Charlie's Tacoma.
Oh, geez.
She wants it. That's what she wants to drive.
Out of all the kids, Graham's going to be the one I have to worry about demanding what kind of car he's going to get. And it will be a hilarious conversation when it's like, you can have a bicycle or you can drive whatever car we give you.
Right.
Unless you start saving your money now, and then you can put down a payment on a piece of shit car that you think you're going to...
Well, I was going to say, since you have... There's enough space between Emmy and Graham that they won't be sharing a car.
Yeah, I think by the time that Emmy is ready to give... Because the thing is, too, like, again, going back to what are the plans for what they're going to do once they graduate? I don't fucking know. But if she goes to college, I would love it if she could go to a school that she could just walk everywhere, and then Graham would get that car. And then once that car's done, we'll it out because Isla's 5 years behind Graham. So, yeah, the car industry is so weird right now, too, compared to... It's just changed leaps and bounds over the last 15, 20 years. It's just wild.
I'm wildly uncomfortable talking about wild. I have to move. Getting a cramp in my side.
I mean, that position was not looking very comfortable at all.
I mean, we are. Oh, God. We are.
I'm just in this hole. I mean, you would think she was moving like a really crazy chair. People, it is a bar stool, basically. A white bar stool with a back.
Well, it was really hurdy.
Hurdy McGurdy.
Hurdy-burdy.
Hey, hi, Krystyn.
Called a hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, does a whistle pig play it? We need to come up with all of the things that, like, those kind of things where it's like we just create a story about a whistle pig who plays a hurdy-gurdy while doing
my next book.
The whistle pig hurdy-gurdy. All right.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Krystyn.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm sure we're going to get into it, but I'm good. I'm a little sad and I'm a little bummed, but I'm so grateful and I'm still in a good place. And I'm glad that I'm on this side of the earth for right now and doing this podcast.
Me too. Would you please turn around and grab the Wheel of Emotions pillow and tell me?
Oh, I was like, is there something that... Will you please... The way you were looking was like there was going to be like a wolf spider behind me. Please turn around and grab a coaster and kill that... Oh my God, look at this pillow. Is this...
It's the Wheel of Emotions.
It is the Wheel of Emotions, and it's a rainbow. Oh, man.
Are you feeling inspired, playful, sensitive, abandoned, inferior, and
wow, vulnerable? It's interesting that love is not in the middle of this emotional wheel. Fear, anger, disgust, sad, happy, or surprise.
I don't think technically love is an emotion.
No?
I don't believe so.
But I wouldn't say then fear is emotion. False evidence appearing real.
Right.
So I would say I am between happy and sad.
I really love how it, and I had seen this. How did I see the Wheel of Emotion first? I think it was a therapist that told me about it. Because we were actually talking about parenting. And there is a Wheel of Emotions that is specifically designed towards children, which is really great too. If you just Google it, a whole bunch of images will pop up.
Yeah, because naturally I would imagine the Wheel of Emotion it changes over time as you identify new emotions and things as you grow and you become a teenager and then an adult. What happens after? Is there another phase of life after adult?
Yeah, crone. I mean, at least in the world of Wicca.
Okay.
You guys, we're in the studio today. Honk.
That makes me think of Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice where he's a nice fucking model. Honk, honk. And it's that same honk. And he kicks the tree down.
So funny. I love Beetlejuice.
Oh my God.
Beetlejuice
is coming.
Beetlejuice.
You know this. Oh, Krystyn.
What?
You have to I'm going to make you do this on the podcast. You have to Google the trailer for the new Beetlejuice that is coming out, and we are going to go on a double date, to watch it. It is 95% the original cast. Yes, Michael Keaton is motherfucking Beetlejuice.
I just typed in. I use Google all the goddamn time, and I just typed in Google new Beetlejuice trailer. Google. I literally put Google in it.
I mean, Google.
Oh my God.
But I'm going to make you watch it.
Okay.
While I just want to get your pure, authentic reaction because
Jenna Ortega?
Just play it.
Oh, fuck. Do I want the full trailer or the 1 minute 17 version?
Just do the full trailer.
I don't know that's...
I watched it in the movie theater the other day when we were...
I'm so excited. Yes. When does this come out?
I feel like the fall. Oh, this guy, it's like we're employing him to... I know. I think he says the juice is loose or something at the very end. I'm so pumped about it. For those of you who don't know, Michael Keaton is from Pittsburgh. So we always are like, oh, Michael Keaton.
I didn't actually know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I just thought you had a hard on for Michael Keaton.
I mean, he's aged well.
When does it come out? Oh, Tim Burton, of course.
Yeah. I do think it's the fall. We'll have to have a podcast episode dedicated to like our top 3 favorite movies.
September 6th.
Yeah. Okay.
Drops September fucking 6th. I am so excited. I had no clue.
Oh, yeah. I know you didn't because you were like, oh, Beetle. And I was like, wait, you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. But I'm going to share with you right now.
Spooky shit.
So it's funny. I do and I don't.
I know.
It has to stay within a certain gray area. If it crosses into the Exorcist area, I'm out. But it can stay within, I've watched plenty of them throughout my life, like the Blair Witch Project, which I thought was kind of a fucking joke. I was like, okay, whatever.
Also filmed in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yep. But then I also will never forget the first time I watched The Exorcist and The Shining.
Right.
2 very scary, classic horror movies. And those are the ones that get me, not the Pet Cemeteries or the Freddy Cougars or the,
Did you say Freddy Cougar?
Yes. Freddy Krueger? No, Krueger, right?
You said Cougar.
Freddy, well, he is, yeah, he is not. Welcome to Two Mystic Mamas.
Now that we've given you our movie update,
yes,
we can dig into the magic of gardening.
There is a lot of magic happening in the garden. I was going to say, how does your garden grow?
Which garden?
There's so many.
There are so many. I was in my physical garden yesterday, spending some time checking it out. I think that some birds, squirrels, chipmunks have dug up my garlic. I know. I don't have much left. I'm real sad about that.
They probably have really good immune systems.
They do.
They're not
great. Now I have super squirrels at my house.
I was going to say, now you have really good wildlife surrounding you. Really healthy.
Yeah.
Stinky breath.
So I'm excited to get into the garden and actually start getting ready. It needs we didn't do a great job of cleaning it out last year. Typically we do, but the schedule hit real hard at the end of the fall.
But I feel like sometimes
get in there.
You can just let it go. It's not like it's going to hurt. It's not going to injure it or anything.
Yeah, but typically I pull everything out before winter comes and I winter over my beds. But I did not do that this year.
Yeah, I do that. I do the mulching of the leaves and then I just put the leaves on top. And then I take the leaves off. I mean, naturally, some of them still stay on top, but yeah.
Oh, we did talk about this off podcast, but my one blueberry plant thriving. So I'm real excited about that. Hopefully the birds don't get to it. And the other one is coming back.
Oh, good.
They both got decimated last year by critters.
Yeah. So the whole concept, I mean, in a nutshell, right, is us going to be just diving into stories of why we have our gardens, how important we find our gardens, but then also other, like, just, you know, the magic that can happen when you plant in general, whether that's metaphorically planting a seed or physically planting seeds. We're going to just dive into all of it. And recently, like this week, I was scrolling on social media, as I do, and I came across another podcast, and I posted it on my stories, where it was all about basically when you plant a tree, and this is so true now that I'm walking through starting yet again, but not starting yet again on looking for a job. But when you plant a seed before it crosses into light, it has all of this resistance that it has to push through in the dirt to start the root system.
All the resistance
that you cannot see. Did you watch it? Did you watch this story I posted?
No, but I've heard this concept.
Okay. And so when you think about pushing through and getting, but that's also where all the nutrients are, right? Everything that you need to thrive in life as a tree is in the dirt. Everything that you need, the water, the nutrients, but you have to push through it. You basically are met with all the resistance right then and there. And if you're living in Western Pennsylvania, you got a lot of clay. So you got super dirt that you need to push through, right? So you push through, and then at the same time that you're doing that, the other side of the tree pops into the light. And there's no resistance. None.
Right.
And it just grows and grows and blossoms and blooms and bears fruit. And this gentleman was talking about how everybody wants the fruit, right? Like, we just want life to give us the fruit and not have to go through all of the resistance, all of the work, all of whatever is down there, whether you have to grow around the rock, whether you have to, vie for more space, whatever's happening under. And this is like, I picture it in my brain and I'm visualizing it and I'm like, oh my God, this is so incredibly gorgeous. And then usually whatever grows underneath is completely matched on what grows on top.
Right.
Like the imaging in the root system. I was just like blown away. It was such a I love simple concepts that spin me on my head and make me think about all of the things that I'm dealing with in life and how it's related back to planting that seed, watering that seed, growing that seed.
That's, I believe the first time I heard this story was someone was actually talking about bamboo plant and how from like seed to when it actually pushes through the earth is 5 years it takes of nurturing and consistency, and all of that happens out of the view of sunlight.
In the darkness,
just trying to find its way to the surface.
Right.
And then when it does, we know that it grows super quickly, and I mean, it can, in the wrong area, it can be super invasive, right? But metaphorically speaking,
but yeah,
it is taking all of this time to nurture that seed,
right,
before you even begin to see the results
totally
of that.
Right.
And that is such a beautiful reminder for us in our life that even though we're not seeing the results, we have to believe and stay the course in our dreams, our goals, the universe,
in ourselves.
Right? We are divinely meant to be in our highest place. And for those of you that are listening, you're probably either starting or on a similar journey to Rachel and I. So this resonates with you.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that won't even start.
Right.
So wherever you're at in your journey today, just remember that you started. That's all you needed to do.
Yep.
And then, like we've talked about before, that one little step. Tomorrow, take another little step.
And I think you can relate your dreams and your goals to different types of seeds, right? And some seeds we water our whole lives, like our children, and those can relate those back to a redwood or something that takes decades to grow. And then you can have other dreams and passions that are going to be like an annual flower that you water and it pops up very quickly and it blossoms very quickly but then it dies again. It can't weather the storm. And like for me, when I heard this story, and then I recently found out after 3 interviews that I did not get a job that I was pretty pumped about. But I also, because I've been on this spiritual path, immediately went back to, well, then it's not for my divine purpose and for my greatest good. And I knew that in my core, but that didn't mean that I didn't walk through a lot of feeling sorry for myself, what was me, and just having a moment. I always allow myself to have those moments, whether it's like yesterday, I took the day and I really just stayed present with myself. I allowed myself to walk through whatever came up, because it was met with sorrow and also gratitude that I had the opportunity to walk that. And if you're listening and you're in a similar path, just know that you're still doing the damn thing and you're still nurturing yourself and growing yourself, and allow yourself that space to reflect and then move forward. I was talking with my parents about it because they were pretty excited for me too. And, my mom, I could tell in her voice, was like really sad. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to wallow. Like I had a moment. I might have a couple moments moving forward too, but onward and upward. If this company was not, that is a lot of truck. If this company was, maybe it didn't have all the things internally that I didn't see and I didn't get an opportunity to see, but I might have gone there, and been like, oh my God, this does not fit who I am.
Right.
The universe knows that. I don't know that. And I just trust the process. I trust, even though it's difficult and it fucking sucks from time to time, I take this as an opportunity to be present with my children, be present for this podcast. I have, even on the way here, I was like, everything about what we're doing with this podcast feels right, like getting this message out there. And I still am getting that message.
100%.
What you're doing matters. The message that we are putting out there, and it's fun. It's so much fucking fun. Coming here and, having you sit next to me while I had a moment where I was doing a little cry session, and just, having you embrace me was, you can't put money on that. That is what friendship's about. It's like leaning into your people and saying, I am kind of bummed, but I'm going to be okay, because I'm still watering so many seeds. There's so many seeds that we're watering together, right, that we're putting roots down, so I'm not worried.
Right.
I'm sad.
Right. It's hard to believe in what we can't see, but your trust in that will ultimately continue to push you forward, right? It pushes us all forward. And if we take a look around what has happened and occurred in our life, you can see all of those dark moments in their light now, right?
And that's a theme that keeps coming up.
Right.
You can't have the light without the dark.
You cannot.
And the dark doesn't have to be scary. And the dark also does not represent evil. I know that I have struggled with this personally, but it doesn't. There's so much beauty and magic that happens in the darkness. And it doesn't. There are certain animals, they only come out at night. And they're beautiful and they serve a purpose.
Or flowers that only bloom at night.
Oh yeah. That makes me think of another movie, Dennis the Menace. Remember that stinky flower that blooms at night?
I don't think I've actually seen it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, well,
I know.
we'll just have a list of all the movies. So anyways, so Krystyn, metaphorically, not metaphorically speaking, but metaphorically speaking, where we're coming off of and platforming into give our listeners a visualization, walk us around your garden and let us into what are you planting and why are you planting what you're planting? If you know, I'm sure there's going to be some space for, we don't know until we know.
I actually plan out my garden and
You have a garden planner.
I don't have a garden planner per se, but I do.
Krystyn has 900 planners for a lot of different things.
In fact, we were supposed to do this podcast the other day and I was super prepared because I had brought one of my notebooks with me that has all of my notes on my witch's garden I was going to share.
Oh.
And I, of course, didn't bring it today. My husband is sending me screenshots right now. So yes, I do have a mini.
I love you so much.
A mini journal and planner. So I do plan out my garden mostly because I try to switch the beds around and what I plant each year. I try to really play with companion planting.
Oh, yeah. You got to.
Right.
Everybody loves a partner.
So we have a big sunny spot on the side of our house, and each year we kind of grow the garden a little bit more. Last year we expanded to add corn and more tomato plants, which we love tomatoes. I mean,
I always get down with tomatoes.
I think we had 9 varieties. Oh no, we had 7 varieties of tomatoes and 9 varieties of peppers or something last year. And so we do have like an animal deterrent fence up. It's not like a permanent fencing situation.
Right.
And so we grow tomatoes and basil and sweet potatoes, garlic, all sorts of peppers, cabbage, broccoli. We have strawberries. We have blueberries. What else do we do? Watermelon. This year we're going to do pumpkins. But we have up at the farm, there's, a huge pumpkin patch up there.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to actually grow them up there, not at our house, because I have some seeds from some very large pumpkins that I had gotten when we were at the beach a couple years ago. I saved those.
How are you going to get the pumpkins from the farm?
In the truck.
Okay. Well, when you say large pumpkins, are you talking about like those
giant ones?
Yeah.
We brought 2. Charlie and I have picked them up before. They're very heavy. I'm not growing like 1,000-pound pumpkins for you.
Like the size of this light over here. I'm like
half that size.
That's a big pumpkin.
Yeah, it's a big pumpkin.
All right. So what else have you grown?
We'll grow lettuce. We'll grow kale. We will grow. What else will we grow? I haven't actually put my plan together for this year yet. In my herbal witch's garden, however, we will do basil, sage, mint, bay leaves, chamomile, rosemary, lavender, a couple different kinds of lavender. I actually bought a lavender baby this week.
I love that.
Yeah, it's French lavender, so I'll get an English lavender too. I don't have the space to do my own seedlings, so I actually buy them from like local farms and stuff. Yeah, so we've grown all sorts of different things before. I've tried onions. I really tend to steer away from things that take up a lot of space that I can buy fairly inexpensively at the grocery store. Onions is one of those.
Yep.
They take up a lot of space.
And they take a long time to grow.
The garlic I do just because I plant it in the fall.
Yeah. It
winter's over, but it does still take up a good deal of space because you can't really harvest it here until July. I think this year we're going to pull that garlic just because it got so picked over, and we'll just reuse that planting area. But yeah, we do poblanos and jalapenos and we also have a spicy pepper collection we grow ghosts and habaneros and scorpion peppers and there's a whole bunch of those.
You just keep growing those and I might take a few if I need them. I saw a really cool idea the other day about putting them in the freezer, and then you can take like a cheese grater and grate them onto like eggs or whatever you might need, where you might need a little bit of spice.
That's a great idea.
It was a great idea. Yeah, it was a great idea. I was like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? That's cool. You growing any flowers?
I will put, I have marigolds that I'll put with my tomatoes and my basil. And I do pansies. Now, I actually was out there yesterday and one of my pansies came back.
Yeah, they can be perennial.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with pansies, right? With the term pansy, they're actually one of the hardiest, most resilient flowers.
Yeah, they're anti-pansy.
They are anti-pansy.
I like how everyone associates pansy with being a pussy, but really, pansies are super strong.
It just survived the winter and came back. It's thriving. I actually put a picture of it on my Instagram yesterday with a pole.
I didn't know that was the pansy that was from.
That's the pansy from the garden I found yesterday.
Man,
I know. Coming back strong. Join us next week on the Two Mystic Mamas podcast as we dive into part 2 of magical gardening. Follow us on Instagram at Two Mystic Mamas, and we will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.